Hello, and welcome to mystery object number 2. If you don't know how this works, let me tell you. First, you need to guess what this is, and then I will tell you about it. This image was taken with my stereo microscope. It is zoomed in, so you are actually seeing it really close up. I know these are incredibly difficult to guess as it could be anything, so I am going to give you some clues. It is edible, meaning you can eat it. It's sweet, and it's fluffy. With that being said, I can tell you are chomping at the bit to guess. Get it? Chomping because this item is edible? Okay, so my joke is a little sappy, but go ahead and take 1 minute now and guess. If you are watching this in a class, please pause the video to collect the guesses if you need more time. Okay, time is up. The mystery object today is, drumroll please, cotton candy. That is right. This is what cotton candy looks like close up. Now we will dive in more to see it in all its zoomed up beauty. But first, let's talk about the history of cotton candy. As far as my research goes, the first people to invent a cotton candy machine was a dentist by the name of William Morrison and John C. Wharton. Wait a minute. One of the inventors of cotton candy was a dentist? Uh-oh! Normally, when I go to the dentist, they tell me not to eat so much sugar. Who knows, maybe he needed more clients, so he figured cotton candy would do the trick. Anyways, in 1897, Morrison and Wharton got a patent for their design of an electric candy machine. Inside a large metal bowl was a spinning centerpiece that had small holes in it. Basically, what the machine did was melt sugar into a liquid or syrup. As it is heated up and turned into a syrup, the force of the spinning centerpiece pushes all the syrup goodness through small holes. Once the syrup makes it through these holes, it gets combined and cooled by the air and starts to turn into long strands. The strands themselves can be as small as 0.1 millimeter in thickness. That is crazy small. After the syrup is cooled and the strands are made, you just need to scoop it up and collect the strands. Today, if you see someone making cotton candy at a fair or even at their house, you can see them collect the strands and even see the spinning cotton candy. When Morrison and Wharton made cotton candy and sold it at a fair, it was a great success and they made a lot of money, but it was not called cotton candy. At the time, they called it fairy floss. That is right. What you think of as cotton candy was called fairy floss. Maybe that is because Morrison was a dentist, but that sugary fairy floss probably was not good for the teeth. Since that first invention, others have made different machines and ways to make cotton candy. A gentleman by the name of Joseph Lascaux, I probably butchered the name, made the fairy floss and sold it to his customers. And any guesses as to what this guy did for a living? You guessed it, he was also a dentist. Lascaux called it cotton candy, and that seems to be the name that has stuck. But some people still call this delicious treat fairy floss. Now that the history lesson is over, let's take a look at this dentist's cotton candy close up. This is a really cool picture I was able to get where you can see the strands of sugar, but you can also see where it looks like a drop or a clump of sugar. The next time you see cotton candy, you may see tiny little specks, and this is where the syrup may have clumped together or is not fully heated enough to create a strand. The circle light you see in those clumps is actually just a reflection of the microscope light shining down on the cotton candy. This image you see here is me zooming out just a little bit. I wanted to get the edge of a small piece of cotton candy. It is fun to see how many strands there are in a very small piece of cotton candy. In this video, I zoomed in using my stereo microscope. As you're watching, you will see a black thing come into the screen. That is the tip of a sharpened pencil. I was using the pencil to move the cotton candy around when it came in the screen, and it gives you an idea of just how zoomed in we really are. It really is fun to zoom in and see things up close. Now I'll be using the compound microscope. The compound microscope zooms in more than my stereo microscope. Here you can see that I'm having to move the focuser a little bit, and you can start to see up close on individual strands. Kind of hard to see, but here's another image I took while under this compound microscope. This is a great picture of some strands of cotton candy. I thought it was very interesting how it looks like strands of glass. They are sharp on the end, it seems. Pretty sweet picture if you ask me, and may I say that the person taking it is pretty cool too. Normally when you use a compound microscope, you are looking at things that are on a slide, and you put a glass cover over it. You usually have liquid as most things you look at, like bacteria that are inside some type of liquid. As you may know, I could not do this because this is what happens when cotton candy has a few drops of water put on it. The sugar gets dissolved almost immediately when the water touches it. This is what happens when you eat cotton candy. Once it touches the wet inside of your mouth, it dissolves and all that yummy sugar is now a liquid. So, tell me, did any of you guess this mystery object correctly? If you did, great job! Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video and want more of these, please tell me. This YouTube channel has been a huge blessing, but it takes a lot of time and money to make these videos, so if you want to support me, please consider going to magemath.com and checking out the math game. It used to be that YouTube ads made enough money for me to cover the expenses of the videos and things, but it just does not do that anymore. So if you like this content, please share and subscribe. It really does help me out. Thank you and have a great day.